All right, so we have now downloaded the student resources that we need to do our homework. We should see down here where it says QB13L1. I'm going to click this arrow down and say show in folder. That's what I'm going to do. And here's my folder, so I'm going to just double tap that thing and I can see it. It opened up, showed me the folder. I'm going to go ahead and minimize my web browser behind me so I can see my desktop. So you should see the student files right here. Now I'm just going to click, hold, and drag this over to my desktop to extract it. And it's going to go onto my desktop.
Mine's like a zip folder.
That's why you open the zip folder, double click on the zip folder. And then you're going to grab that folder and drag that one onto the desktop. Aw, yeah. Drop the mic.
It automatically unzips it?
No, why?
If you drag it across. You don't need to pay for anything.
I'm not going to pay for that.
I minimized it and then it disappeared.
You got it, Priscilla?
I just had a question for
Yes, ma'am.
this. Which one do I choose?
Go ahead and just hit replace. That's what I did.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I already opened it, but then
Let's see here.
I opened it and I minimized it, and so I read.
There it is. So we're going to drag this sucker over here. Copy it onto your desktop. Good? Are you good or no? Good? Good? Duck, duck, duck. Did you drag it? Yeah, it's there. Good. Did you get it?
I might get the 500 later.
What's
My
going
file
on?
kept canceling what I had to download Chrome, so I just need it
It's
later.
all right, Mark. I'll get it to you. Noel, okay? Kevin? Kendra? Yes, it worked? Good. Sean?
I got this replace or skip file.
Replace.
Replace.
Replace. All right. I looked at yours. You said you were good, right? It was over there behind Nathan. You said, I got this.
Well, I do.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. I don't want you to feel left out, Michael. Hi, Laura. She's back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and now we're going to open QuickBooks Premier. So I'm going to search. I went up to the top right. I'm going to type in QuickBooks. I want Premier Accountant Edition. Click. Now when it comes up down here, I'm going to right mouse click this and say pin this program to the taskbar. So I don't have to go find it all the time. It's just going to stay down there for this class. Gosh, Mr. Greer, you're awesome. As soon as you open it, you're going to right mouse click it and say pin it to the taskbar.
My opening sample file, open, restore existing company, create a new company.
You should be right here. No company open.
The start, right?
What is in R2, R12?
R12 update?
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead and run it. If you need to run the update, just say yes.
It says install.
Yep, install it.
Wait, right here?
Do the, just make sure it's not the D2. You can do the R2, but not the D2 update. I thought it was a good Star Wars joke. I think I lost my voice during e-commerce this morning. I was talking a lot. So we're going to go ahead and start looking at QuickBooks. we're going to open up a file. We're going to open and restore one. And if you go to page 32 in your textbook, you're going to see the company that we're going to spend some time with here, Chez d'Evreux Salon and Spa. Let me tell you, there's very few things in this world that are better than a good massage. Chateau or Chez d'Evreux. Let's go ahead and look at this. Now, we're going to see this. It says, Lisa DeVreaux is a new small business owner who has opened a small but upscale salon and spa in serene wooded setting. She has 3 multi-licensed cosmetologists, 1 licensed massage therapist who will rent the space needed for creating quality services. There are 3 styling chairs for hair services, 1 private room for massages, and private waxing services. Kelly Clarkson! Before creating this company, Lisa's friend Adriana told her about QuickBooks, and she thought she could use this and what it could do for her new company in terms of saving time and improving efficiency. Adriana suggested that Lisa write down some important information in a checklist before starting her QuickBooks company. So it's always good to have this information down so we can have it. We can go ahead and input it and start this. So Lisa's written everything out. We have that on page 32. Now before, as the book says, before we ever do a QuickBooks file, we want to have some good planning in place. We want to make sure that we have all the correct information because once again, just as we are going to do when we're doing accounting, we don't want to hit skip and come back later to do it. Because how often do we come back later, Domingo? Never. People just don't do it. Okay? Well, I'll find that information, come back. It just doesn't happen. So remember, we're playing Candyland. We're going to start at the beginning. And before we go to the next step, we're going to do everything we're supposed to do. And I know that your business is the one business that has way too much pressing on it to not get it all done right now, so you have to pass. No, you're no different than anybody else. You don't follow any different rules. Do your accounting properly, okay? So choosing a start date is really important. We can look at this. We can say that a lot of people think that they want to start their QuickBooks file on the day they started the company. It's a mistake. Don't want to do that because that gives you already a ton of homework. So pick something normal, like the beginning of the year. All right, we're going to start this as of the beginning of the year. Go to your bank account statement. See if you can get everything that's current at that point. Start with those balances and move forward. Your accounting is going to be just as good as it can be at that point. And sometimes it's like, oh, well, I have 10 years of accounting to do. You're never going to get it done. You just won't. People, they're like, oh, I started my business 4 years ago. Now I want to do it in QuickBooks. I got to put everything in. No. Start from like the beginning of your business year when you start this thing. Okay? It's really good advice. And when we look at how many companies we should be creating in QuickBooks, for each company that we're working with, how many?
1.
1. It's a great answer. 1 is the company. We're not going to break it up into sales and service. It's going to be one company file. That's why it has to be accurate because we're going to be keeping track of everything, and that way we don't have to combine anything later. That's the beauty of QuickBooks. Good information in, great information out. That's what we're going to do for it, not garbage. So let's see here. We have a bunch of different business entities here. We can go ahead and do an express start, which we just passed here, but let's see if we're going to open up. Let's go ahead and just start this from scratch. Let's just create her. I'm going to click New. How far away from updating are you? So we're going to start up. We're going to go to that new file. We're going to use our express start. We can just answer some things if we wanted to. We could do a detailed start, which would be some detailed interviews. Let's go ahead and look at these other options. We can open from an existing. We can create from an existing. We can do all these different little things here. We could use a template. There is a setup checklist that we can go find if you want to go see what it would take to be or like have some stuff that's a good checklist. If we go to lab learning, or excuse me, labyrinth.com/QB13-level 01. And that's on page 35 of your book. Oh, I misspelled it. I need an R in here. Labyrinth. There it goes. There it is. So we could go in here, we can actually look for some setup files. Checklist, let me see here. Well, I'm just showing you, you can go in here if you ever want to set it up. I mean, sure. You can do this, and we're creating a company here. Where is our setup checklist? Right here. So if I click on this, it'll show me, this is a good basic checklist, so you can know I want to go through and make sure I've got all these things. If you were to help somebody do it, I'd remember this page. In fact, I'd probably go get it and print it if I were you, because this tells you I need to make sure I have all these things, or if they don't apply to me. It's a great little course checklist. We're going to just, as we move into payroll, we got to make sure we have social security numbers, we have W-4s, we have all the information from the employees that we need, because we're going to put all of that stuff into QuickBooks and let it deal with it for us. Then we have our beginning chart of accounts. So let's go ahead and I'm going to jump back into QuickBooks here. Let's go ahead and do a basic question. Why not? Express Start. Name of the company. Let's do Nick's Nessie Burgers. Let's just make one up really quick. No. I got a better idea. Let's do what they got in the book. That way we don't have to make it all up the whole time. Page 32. Chaise d'oeuvre. Salon and spa. Tab moves you through this pretty easily. The industry. I mean, if I don't know what industry it's in, I can click Help Me Choose. Notice it pops up. Nice little thing. I'm not having to make this stuff up. I can come up and say, okay, what is this? This is a salon. Hair salon, beauty salon. Great. I'm going to click on that one. It gives me automatically one that's selected, and I can see over here, here are all my basic things that are going to be in there. So it's building me a chart of accounts. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. What type of a company is it? They're going to need this for tax purposes. I can click on Help Me figure out what you're talking about. Is it an LLC? Is it a, what is this exactly? It looks like from this that she has a, is it a partnership? I think it's a sole proprietorship. No, her buddies are all renting space from her. It's her business. She's charging them for the space. So we're going to do a sole proprietorship. What'd you say?
Hair salon, right?
Yeah, hair salon.
Search and it's not.
Are you sure it didn't come up?
Hair salon, but then he got a spot in it, so it's kind of like two.
Okay, so Domingo just said, wait, it's a hair salon with a spa. That's great. All we're doing is we're setting up the chart of accounts. We're probably going to have to go in and add a couple chart of accounts for the massage and stuff like that. That's fine, but at least it starts us in a pretty good place to be where we are. Everybody's going to have a little bit different business, so all the chart of accounts are going to be slightly different. We're going to go modify it for us. Yes? It's going to give us a standard set of things that we're going to start with, and then we can modify it as we need to. This is like going and buying a car or a motorcycle, and then you want to put rims on it, or you want a flame job. You know, you can do all these things. You can do all that after the fact, but we got to get the basic mode of transportation right now. So that's what we're putting together. So sole proprietorship. Tax ID number. What's her tax ID? Yeah, it's 99-999999. Should be 10. Does she have employees? Let's see here. Small business, upscale. She has 3 rent space for creating quality. There are 3 stylish chairs. I don't know. I think that says.
She's got multiple styling chairs. Has to have employees.
Yeah, but it sounds like she might be renting it out, so those might be independent contractors. But I'm going to just say yes, so we can enable. If we say no, it just takes the employee section out of QuickBooks, so we don't have to look at it all the time. We're going to say yes, just so we can see it.
Well, yeah, even if they're contractors, they got to. If she's collecting the money, she's got to pay them out.
But that doesn't make them employees. Employees indicate payroll versus vendors. They would be vendors at that point. So that would be a difference. Okay? Because the vendors, they're going to need a. They don't like this. Okay.
Continue?
Yep, continue. Her address is at 444 North Pelham Street. Did it say you're? Yeah, you got to take 19 out. Rhinelander.
Right there, then.
It does it automatically.
No, if you take out 19, it'll work. Trust me. 54501. Phone number is 715 555
119.
401. Oh.
Delete this, the dash.
I'm going to go ahead and put an email in. What's her name? Lisa. So I'm going to make up an email here. Lisa at shez.com. How about that? Because Devereaux would be way too big. And the website is www.shez.com. So I put in some basic contact info. This is all found except for those bottom two on page 32. Going to create a company. Uh-oh. It's creating a company. Look at that. All right, here we go to the next one. I'm just kidding. I know everybody's not done yet. Yeah, you got to get an Apple logo on it. I made it up. Lisa at shez.com.
It's where it says required.
Hold on, Elizabeth. Hold on one second. What? Are you sure it's because you haven't? Is there anything with a red star next to it you haven't filled in? Because if there's a red star, then it's required. I'll come look at it. What were we going to say, Elizabeth?
That's what I'm saying, it starts as required.
Which one is required?
Lisa, what?
It's just telling you if there's, that's like a legend. Excuse me, can I get behind you too? Right there. That's an odd one. Company name. Just see if we can come in here. Let's just try this really quick. I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. You might need to shut QuickBooks down and start it back up because that looks like it's just like a weird. Let's press start. Okay. Change that name and you're good to go. Here's is creating. Is everybody done or no? 16%? Oh, 60? 50. You want my piece 50 cent? What do you got?
I'm just kidding, 50.
10. I'm just kidding. It's 50. So on page 32, while these are loading, if we look at this, it says that she needs to get from her accountant a chart of accounts for what she needs to use. She needs vendors. She needs the names, addresses, the numbers for everything. She needs the same thing for customers. And we have an important thing down there, the start date, 4/30 of 2013. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have all sorts of issues. I'm just going to warn you, if you get something and it comes up and it's a report with nothing in it, it's because you're doing it as 2013 and we're in 2014. Okay? So QuickBooks is going to freak out because it's going to say, well, wait, we're in 2014 and it's looking at our date. And so it's going to look for the most common things. So you got to make sure your dates are always going to be right in QuickBooks. So when everybody sees little blank things, you'll be like, Mr. Greer, nothing's coming up in my report. I'm going to almost guarantee it's going to be 2014 on your report, not 2013. Okay? So you got to make sure you're looking for that.
So this one is a lie. Here is a lie.
Yeah, this is real QuickBooks.
So we just changed this 13 to a 14.
I don't want to do that. I thought about it, but it makes it really complicated then because if the dates are wrong, and yeah, we'll just keep 13. You just got to know when you're running reports, you're going to be running stuff in the 2013 time frame. Okay? Okay, so here we are. We add people we do business with. We're not going to do any of this just yet. We're just going to say, we're going to start working.
I'm sorry, what do you do?
Start working.
Start working.
And I'm going to tell QuickBooks, I'm sorry, but no, I don't want to make you better right now. Now this is our home screen. This is where the magic happens. Does anybody have a question on where, oops, I want to get rid of this. If this thing pops up, if the accounting center pops up, I'm just going to hit close. Whoops, start working, close. QuickBook pop-ups everywhere, yeah. So now I'm back to my home screen. Now can anybody tell me, in theory, where should I start? How did you figure that out, Nick? Somehow he knew, it really resonated with Nick when I said Candyland, right? It's like we just need to follow the yellow brick road of arrows. So that's where we'd start entering in information. Now, we don't even have enough information to start this necessarily. So I'm going to flip through. Let's see if the book gives us some stuff we're going to type in here. Editing our QuickBook preferences. Ooh, here we go. So we created a new company. We did the express start. We put in all the information. We did that. We put in the address. We opened up the X. Okay, created a file. All right, so now we started working. We closed everything, and here we are. So the way we interact with QuickBooks is controlled in the preferences that we select. I'm on page 40 right now. 40. Now there are company preferences and there are personal preferences. We can either set up certain things for the entire business or we can set up things for the user. Okay? Because different users can get in and make changes to accounting depending on whether or not we give them the rights to do that. So one of the things we want to do is we can set up account numbers. And account numbers should have some kind of pattern to them. We should be following the accounting standards of assets are the 100s, liabilities are the 200s, capital is the 300s, expenses are the 500s, excuse me, income is the 500s, and expenses are the 600s. We should probably stay within there unless we have cost of goods sold, then we're going to drop the bottom two down to 600 and 700, and cost of goods sold should be the 500s. And that's something that we'll do in accounting. We're going to let QuickBooks kind of take care of that. We're not going to go crazy and make up our own account numbers in here. But that's just so we all know it makes sense. And we should be going from the most current or the most liquid one at the top. So our first asset would be cash to our least liquid. You guys know what liquid means? The hardest thing, so liquidity means how quickly can I move it? I can give cash to Starbucks. They'll give me something back. I can't go to Starbucks and say, hey, I got a $5 million building with a $250,000 piece of land. Can I get a latte? They're not going to take that. That's a very long-term asset. So that one's probably going to be at the bottom of the thousands. So we'll probably put buildings and land down there, maybe patents and stuff like that. So we'll have things at the bottom. So the lower the number, or the higher up it is, the more liquid the liability is. Do I have to pay this bill in 10 days, or do I have to pay this bill in 30 days, or do I have to pay it in 2 years? Is it a mortgage? You know, the farther out it gets, the farther down it goes in that account. The account number is farther down. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and set up some company preferences here. Let's go up to personal preferences. Let's go to edit, down to preferences. And we have my preferences, and we have company preferences. Ta-da! So let's go ahead and stay on my preferences, and let's look over here where it says turn off pop-up messages for products and services. That got really annoying really quick, right? Luckily, they gave us a little thing that we can click on that and say, don't bring those up anymore. I don't want to see anything. What else can we do here? A lot of us use account numbers in their chart of accounts. We don't have to use account numbers, but I think it's a good thing, especially when we know accounting. So I clicked on company preferences. Where was that at?
Company preference.
We can check that one. Automatically place a decimal.
Turned on your pop off. Wait,
I activated
you
turning it
activated
off.
turning it off.
That
Okay.
double negative.
All right.
It's an opt-out. Okay, I'm going to go to company preferences. And let's see here. Do we have our chart of accounts? I'm just going to go up to accounting here. Yes, I want to save those. And under that, it says use account numbers. I like that. I'm going to use my account numbers. Check. I'm not going to click anything else here. I like that. And then I think if we go to company start date, where would that be in here? Is it under calendar? I don't think so. We're going to save that. No, that's how we look our calendar. It would be the business, and I'm trying to see if it's general. I think we just go up to company here. We can do that in a minute. So, okay. Now we've changed that. We've shown it to use account numbers, and then we turned off those pop-up messages. So now let's go ahead and customize the file a little bit. Now we can add accounts, we can add vendors, we can add customers, we can add a bunch of different things, and I'm going to add a sneeze. What I would like you to do is go ahead and click OK, and then we're going to want to come up to Control A. I'm just going to hit Control A, and that pulls up our chart of accounts. I could also go to lists, I believe. Yeah, lists and chart of accounts right here. So that's how I could get to it from a menu. But if you hit Control A, it brings up this chart. Now this shows us all of our assets, all of our equity, all of our income, all of our costs, liabilities. And these are some pretty high numbers actually. They're using 150,000. I mean, this is a big, big account. Normally, I would say we would use 4 digits, so in the 1,000 to 1,999 for a basic business. You would be using larger numbers for larger businesses because you're going to have lots of little sub-accounts that you're tracking. So we've got that up, and now we're going to go to activities down at the bottom. Or excuse me, accounts. And what we'd like to do is make a new account. Gives me this screen right here. We need to put in our bank account. We don't have anything in there. So in our bank account, we're going to click on the left here, bank.
Mr. Greer, hold on, I'm still running accounts.
Control A. Go down to the bottom. Where it says accounts, there's a little drop arrow. Go up to new. Or you can hit Control N right now. I'm going to hit continue. All right, here it's saying, do you have an account number for me? Yeah, I do have an account number for you. I want it to be 10,000. That's our first account. It's our basic account. What's the name of this account? Well, it's our checking account. Now, as I've told you, in the real world, I might put Bank of America or Wells Fargo checking or something like that, so we have an indicator of what it is. I'm going to go ahead and hit Tab. It's not a sub-account of anything. Hit Tab again, and my description, I'm going to put in here, this is the Silver Falls Credit Union. Now, I personally wave my tie here. This is an opinion. I like having the bank name in the account. That way I know which one I'm referencing very quickly. That's just an opinion. The bank account number is 11111-44444. Our routing number is 599-222-043. Now, this book is not getting us ready to do taxes. And this is important for you as potential business owners. But if you map this right now, we're not going to, but if you map this to where it goes in an account, your taxes can get done very quickly as a business because you have it done. So you don't want to have to go back in and map it later. But we're just going to do save and close because that's what they've asked us to do in here. And we can also put which we want to order checks and all this kind of stuff. So we're going to hit save and close. Do we want to set up online services? I would say yes, but because we don't have real bank accounts, it's not going to work. So we're going to say no.
Downloading data?
Uh-oh, you downloaded data?
No, it's saying downloading data.
Okay. Now, if we scroll down to the bottom here where we see services income.
Oh, it's asking for the name of my financial.
Yeah, I said don't do that because it's not going to be able to do it. So go back and say no. I said normally we would want to say yes, but we don't have real bank accounts, so we can't use it. I said that right? Okay, good. Laura's saying yeah.
Will I create it again?
No, it should be fine. It should. Do you have checking up at the top now?
Checking.
Right here, like this.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, I got checking.
All right. So we want to go down to services income, 48,700. I'm going to right mouse click on that one. I'm going to go to edit the account. Now this is an income account. The account name is services income. I'm going to change this. I'm actually going to put up at the front hair services. So now I'm modifying what they gave me. I've got a little beginning, but I'm going to make this my own. So this is hair services income, and it says sale of salon. I'm going to put hair services right here. Save and close. Now we can go down to this one down here that says ask my accountant. Where was it? There it is, this last one. Ask my accountant. That's like a miscellaneous one. But we're going to be so good at QuickBooks, we are not going to use this slush fund expense account. So we're going to right mouse click on it and say delete the account. Are you sure you want to delete this account? Yes, I am. No, that is, if you don't know where it goes, you put it in that account, and your accountant, when he gets it, opens it up and says, what are all these? And he solves the problems. But yeah, I said it's like a miscellaneous account. But we don't want to ask our accountant. We're a hair salon. We can do this quickly. We can figure these things out. Wait, what? Oh, you want to be an accountant? Yeah, so, but this is a hair salon. Theoretically, you're doing hair. Or you could be the massage therapist. I don't know. Your choice. So, all right. Kendra, you okay?
Yeah, I was telling him
Oh,
where
are you not with us?
I'm not.
Kevin's not with us.
I'm at. Either mine. He lost me.
You're either with me or with the terrorists.
I lost
edit the account? Okay, we edited the hair income, which was right here, hair services. Got to click on that one. You got to right mouse click it and say edit. You got to put hair in here and hair in there. It's interesting. We go there to get remove hair. We have to put hair in. Didn't work? Oh. Okay, so we edited the hair services, we deleted an account, and now let's make a sub account. Sub account can be done. We want to track our telephone expenses more carefully. So we're going to go down to telephone expense. Single click on that, go down to the account and say new. New, after you've clicked on telephone. We're going to check this as an expense account. We're going to click continue. Is that you? Is that me? Is my phone on? My phone's never on. Oh my gosh. It's on. There we go. Now I'm going to type in the account. This is going to be my office telephone or my office phone. And I'm going to check this off as a sub account of telephone expenses. I'm going to put the description down as a telephone number. This is my 715 number, 555-4010. Then I'm going to click Save and New. I want to do the same thing again, but this time I want to put my fax line in and my cell phone line in. So I'm going to go ahead and say fax line. It's a sub account of telephone expense. The number there is 715-555-4015.
You started another one?
Yep, save and new. This one's going to be cell phone. The last one, I didn't put my number in, so I'm going to have to go back and fix that. I forgot to put my 68120 in, but there's that. Sub account of telephone. This number is 715-555-1011. If you guys have seen, I'm actually going really quick. How am I going so fast with data entry? I'm using the tab to move. Shift tab moves me backwards. Tab moves me forward. If I want to check a box, I can hit space. And then also when I come over here to find this, I don't have to drop it down. I can start spelling out the account that I want to be part of. So I just hit T and telephone pops up.
Wait, so did you have to put the number in, or was that?
Yeah, I typed this number in.
Because the last one we didn't have.
I know, I didn't type in the last one. See, this one doesn't have either of these don't. So I got to go into office phone.
Still on the cell phone.
I'm going to right mouse click this and edit it now. And my cell phone should be 68130.
I'm making a sub account of telephone expense, right?
You what?
Because the first one I put save and close, so I had to go back in.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Right mouse click and go back to edit if you missed it. 68120, was that the question? Now I have account numbers on them all. Yay! Yeah, save and close.
3 different ones.
Yeah, we had to do all three of them. They're on page 48. Ay, is right. I'm on my second diet Pepsi. I only had 2 of these. But they're baby ones, so they don't count as one.
You only drink soda? You don't drink coffee?
No coffee.
No coffee? Coffee is better than
It's a religious thing.
So after the third one, you hit save and close because you're not adding anymore.
See, that's why Annette's in my class. Nick, what's going on? Oh, you're helping him? Or her? I know, tell me about it. Laura's like, I don't need help, I'm good. I'm a 9. I've got QuickBooks. So remember, we are pretending like we started this business and we're halfway through. We're going to start on 4/30 or whatever the date was. So now we're going to put in some money in the bank account. We're going to have it show the bank account has money in it because we want to write checks. We want to bring in money, all this wonderful stuff. So I'm going to go over to the check register. So I'm going to close out of this little X. And down here at the bottom right, I have a check register. Notice that this is our banking section. We didn't kind of go over this. This is our company section.
Yes,
So,
what do you get?
vendors, customers,
Home?
employees. Yeah, if you click,
Sweet. Okay.
yeah, home is the way. You okay, Mr. Tuck?
I am.
Now
Okay.
get that ribbon on the top.
This one up here,
Yeah.
or this one over here?
That one where all the little icons. Mine doesn't have it.
If you go to view and you say top icon bar. Did it work?
Yeah, there it is.
There we go. You know why? I've got the magic in me. All right, let's do this check register. Check, check. We're going to go ahead and put essentially a journal entry in. We're not even going to do it in the journal entry. We're going to do it in a check register. This is how fun this is. Now, remember in Excel, we'd have to make this all up. Here we have this beautiful form. It's already done. My date is going to be 4/29/2013. The number, I don't have a number. I'm going to hit tab a couple times over here. I'm going to say my deposit is $20,432.67. What type is this? We're going to say this is a transfer. It's not a deposit. Sorry. Oops, crap. Don't follow me on that one. Don't follow me on that one. Hold on. There we go.
Thank you. Say that.
I said it.
Okay, because I'm on the video and you tell me to be in, I go crazy.
How are you navigating, Mr. Greer, on there
Tab.
all the way to where you're?
Well, here, yeah, we're going to put this into the 3, which is opening balance equity. Oh, good. As soon as I did that, it made it a transfer. So this was a funds transfer.
Opening balance.
I like it. And we can put in the memo that it's a funds transfer. Yeah, it's under 30000. And we're going to hear the sound we're all going to get used to right now for the first time, I think. The famous QuickBooks happy sound. So we're going to hit record. It's 90 days in the past. You sure you want to do it? Yes. There it is. Boop, boop. I only heard 2 of them. That was one was me.
Where's that with that one?
I'm in the check register right here.
Oh, okay.
And just like that, we got 20 grand. If it were only that easy, right, Ron? It's funny, I'm in all these classes where they're like, we should tax the corporations, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, have any of you ever made any money? Because trust me, it's hard. Like, well, they got too much money. They've got, like, have you ever tried to generate revenue? Because it doesn't just happen. It's all right. Yeah, we have homework this weekend. Now we have some help up here. This is our persistent search bar. If we ever need help finding something, it's up here.
I'm lost.
That's why you go to help. It'll find you.
How do I get home?
If you ever want to go home, you hit this home button. Boom.
Oh,
You're back out.
sweet.
So that's great out. So if anybody didn't see how I helped Richard do that, if you want to see this little menu bar up here all the time, you go View, top icon bar.
What's another way of fixing your preference on what you want to view?
What was the question?
There's another way of your setting up your preference.
Yeah, seeing how it is.
See it.
Okay. We can also have multiple people working in this. So we're going to set this up really quick here. We've got 5 minutes. Nobody has to close up yet. We're going to go ahead and set up. So we're going to go choose company. Oops. Company. There it goes. And we want to set up users and passwords, which is right here. And we want to set up users. Right now we're the admin. We're going to go ahead and create admin password for Lisa here. So we're going to make a new user. Excuse me, I'm going to go cancel. I think I can edit this user. There it goes. Instead of admin, we're going to call this one Lisa. And our password is Scrumtrulescent. I'm just kidding. Make it something very simple. Let's go with ones, and I would ask that everybody has the same password. We're going to use 4 ones. 1111. Tap 1111. We're going to have this challenge question. Name of oldest nephew. I'm just going to pick that one. 1111. Okay? So we all know now that it's going to be 1111. Please don't pick a different password. It'll only end in tears. Actually, crap, they want us to use Go Foxes. I'm sorry, I forgot about that in the book. They want us to use GOFOXESs. GOFOXESs. And then she wants her high school, name of her high school, and she has Silverton. I forgot, they tell us in there. It's on page 58.
GOFOXEX?
XES.
XES?
Yep. Now we're going to add one more user.
That's gonna be you.
It's going to be Bill. Add a user named Bill. Bill's password is 820 days. 820DAYS. It's on page 58.
Why are we adding him?
Why are we adding him? Because Bill's going to do certain things.
It's a challenge question, and the answer is still 1111.
No, the challenge question was what high school, and the answer was Silverton. Silverton.
Could we make his password anything?
Well, I'm using what's in the book in case I get lost. I can come back and see it's 820 days. That's probably a good idea, Domingo. I agree with you on that one. I'm going to click Next. He's going to be available to go into selective areas. Selected areas of QuickBooks. Click Next. And I'm going to give him, in those selective areas, full access.
Wait. Where exactly are we in the book?
We're on page 59. I'm going to click Finish.
Oh,
So I got Bill and I got Lisa in there.
What about the purchases and accounts payable? Is it no excess or is it like excess? Will it be a full access? I'm thinking about high school, so.
Selected areas. Oh, which area are we giving them access
I
to?
was asking about these
Purchases. Oh yeah, we don't want him to have access here. We want him to have him have sales and receivable. He's going to get full access.
So no one purchases?
For purchases, we want to give him selective access. Good. Sorry about that. Create
sales.
transactions only. He's going to be able in purchases do create only. Next.
access,
Or I'm going to
sales
click
and
finish after that. He's not going to have anything else. What'd you say?
Sales and accounts, no access.
Sales and accounts, he gets full access.
Full access.
The next one is purchases and accounts payable. He gets selective access, only create transactions.
I can't, I'm entering the, I'm way back on that.
The opening balance.
Yeah,
Checking credit cards? We're giving a full access? We're giving full access to checking a credit card? Bill.
You're ahead.
Well, you have to hit save. It'll put it in the balance automatically.
It won't let me go back up here.
Damn it, Bill.
Bingo. It does the balance on its own. Hold on, I got a group. Who's going to Tesla? You're going to Tesla, you're going to Tesla, you're going to Tesla? Okay. If anybody else wants to stay for a minute, I can just cover this with you so that you can do your homework over the weekend. But if you're going to Tesla, I'll have it recorded.
I accidentally entered another one.
Just right mouse click and delete it. We'll record it. Done. That'll be fine. It's done. Homework's in Learning Studio. It's do the CCSD row. You're going to have to open the file, and there's all the exercises at the end of this one here, and the reinforcement skills. So really quick, I'll tell you that. I believe it's reinforcement skills 1.
Just give him all the access. Full access to everything. There you go, Bill.
Assignment 1.
Oh, see, and then it says,
Which one assignment
click
one?
OK, so you don't do anything else after this, just click.
Well, did we just attach it? Put it in
Oh,
Dropbox?
look at that. Submit that. Assignments for Dropbox. Hey, we're ahead. We just had to create CCSD row. So you got to make sure. Listen, really quick. The last thing you need to do for homework this weekend, we've almost done all of it, is just finish the beginning of this chapter. Just get through the end of chapter 2. Okay? I need you to create the CCSD row in Quickbooks. So you need to have that file, and then upload it into the assignment 1 box. That's going to be your graded assignment. Okay? So CCSD row, upload it.
Was your company file, right? Just
And well, we're making it right now. Hold on. And you need to upload, and I'll put this in there. You need to reinforce 2.1. So I need to also see the tea shop at the lake, which means you're going to go through the same thing that we just did together with all this information. It's on page 63. You just make another company. So you're going to give me 2 QuickBooks files, CCSD row and the tea shop at the lake. We're not doing a bunch of it. You're going to maybe put a starting entry in. It'll ask you to run a couple reports. We didn't do that. Then you guys can figure it out. It's not rocket science. We're looking at this, right? This is actually pretty self-explanatory. We have a click here, push here. I've recorded most of this. You can come back and watch all this. It'll be posted in the next 2 hours. We're good to go. Then Godspeed to Tesla. Have fun. You guys will have a good time down there.
I get to drive one.
You upload the file.